right, guys, and so we are back, and it looks like that the San Antonio Spurs are in town to take on the Chicago Bulls. And so some of the game notes before we start to jump into the play-by-play is that Josh Giddey is not going to be available tonight for the Chicago Bulls. And so a quick shout out here to my man in the comments, Infinite Streams, for coming through. I definitely appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot for coming through and definitely dropping a little bit of the super chat love right there, man. And so, yeah, let's see if the Bulls can get a win tonight. So, starting lineups, just waiting for those to come through. All right. So one of the other notes too with the San Antonio Spurs is that they will have De'Aaron Fox back tonight as well. So I know he's come back, but he's out for a little bit. So getting ready to tip it off here at the center court and get it going. So if you're looking at the screen, the Bulls will be going to your right. You got the Spurs that will be going back to your left. And so it looks like that the Spurs have won the tip. And quickly up the court, here's Harrison Barnes over to Wembanyama. His fadeaway shot up, no good. And a rebound inside to Trey Jones. He's quickly over the half-court line to Bazelis. Back to Kevin Huerter, who's starting tonight. And it's quickly a turnover for the Bulls. Here comes Wembanyama galloping up the court, and he goes up for a shot, and he is fouled. I believe they signal Modest Bazelis on that foul. So a bad sequence here to start off with the Bulls. Kevin Huerter just kind of threw it right to Victor Wembanyama. Leads to a transition take, and then he gets fouled. And it looks like that Wembanyama is broke the ice on the game, and so he makes the first shot. 9 consecutive games with 1 steal and 1 block. They say the longest active streak. That's according to the broadcast here. So he makes the second one, and here come the Bulls down 2-0, 11:28 to go in the first quarter. All right, so it looks like now, bear with me, guys. Little technical difficulty here on my stream, but coming right back to you. All right, guys. So I'm back here. So it looks like 7-4 San Antonio ball. Here's Harrison Barnes, who just knocks down a 3. All right. All right, guys. So it looks like we're in a timeout and it's 12-4. So sorry about the wait there. It looks like I'm having a little bit of delay here, but picking it back up. So All right, so timeout on the floor right now is 12-4, and it looks like that Wembanyama is off to a pretty good start as he has 6 points. He's got 1 rebound. He's got an assist. He's got a steal as well. Wemby doing Wemby-like things. As far as the Chicago Bulls right now for the scores, it's going to be Modest Mazelis with 2. We got 1 rebound here from Modest Mazelis. Then Trey Jones has 2 points as well. So that is where the 4 are coming from. And so it's going to be interesting tonight. No Josh Giddey. Let's see what the Chicago Bulls can do. Tough loss against the Cleveland Cavaliers, in which they were up in that game and weren't able to close out in the clutch. All right, still in a timeout, waiting for the teams to come out of this timeout. Right now, you got the San Antonio Spurs off to a good start here. So let's see if the Chicago Bulls can get it back together right now. Down 12-4. So another thing to note too, the Bulls have already got 2 turnovers in this one as well. The Spurs have none. All right, so Wembanyama coming out of the timeout here. I believe he got an and one on that play, and so he's getting ready to shoot a free throw at this point. So let's see if he can go ahead and finish off the play, and he does to make it 13-4. Spurs are up, and so here comes Trey Jones, quickly ahead to Kevin Huerter. Fakes going around the screen, back out to Vooch, pump fakes to a cutting Trey Jones. Got it knocked off the glass. But they call a goaltending here on Devin Vassell. Yeah, it looks like that it was hitting the glass and coming down. So Trey Jones able to score 2 off the goaltending call. All right, 13-6 in the first quarter. And it looks like that the teams are taking a timeout here. As Wembanyama now has 7 points after coming out of the timeout and hitting a free throw shot. Chicago right now, the scores is Trey Jones with 4, and then you have Modest Mazelis with 2. Bulls 2 turnovers early on to start off this game. All right, still in the timeout here, guys. 13-6, waiting for the teams to come out of the timeout. Appreciate you guys stopping through with the live stream. If you're, stopping by, make sure that you press that like, press that subscribe, follow the Chicago Bulls Insider channel as we talk nothing but Chicago Bulls basketball daily. Kicking it here with this live stream. We try to come with a little bit of a play-by-play style for you. That way, if you don't have the league pass, you aren't able to see the game, at least you can get some play-by-play here. So. All right, 13-6, 9:12 to go in the first quarter. Bulls down. All right, so it looks like we have a timeout on the floor, and it was because of a coach's challenge here as they were challenging the goaltend call. So it looks like that the basket still counts. Trey Jones scores it, and then the Spurs will lose their challenge here. So that was the additional timeout that we're coming out of right now. All right, so here comes the inbounds pass to Stephon Castle, dribbling across the half court line, handing it over to Barnes, guarded by Bazelis. Kicks it over to the right wing. Shot from De'Aaron Fox is off the mark. Is rebounded by the Bulls. Here comes Trey Jones up the court. He'll kick it over to the top to Nikola Vucevic. Now to Trey Jones around a screen at the free throw line. Kicks it back out to Vooch. And Vooch, looking for somebody now, kicks it over to the right corner to Herter, dribbles in, steps back at the free throw. No travel call. Back to Trey Jones. His floater off the glass. No good. And it's rebounded by the Spurs. Here comes Vassell as he's got it over to Wembanyama. A deep three, short. Rebounded by Trey Jones. He's on the run, 2-on-1. Spurs catch up. Back to Trey Jones, who relocates at the three-point line. The ball is swinging now to Modest Bazelis at the top of the key to a wide open Vooch. Passes up the shot, spins, goes to the corner to Trey Jones. Now back into Vooch. He's got post position to a cutting Kevin Herter, and he knocks it down off the glass. And so nice movement from Kevin Herter and good patience from the Chicago Bulls because Vooch, he could have taken the three-point shot and he did not. 29.8 assists a game this season, third in the NBA for the Chicago Bulls. Here comes Stephen Castle. Free throw shot is up, and it's good. There's a nice patience there from Stephon Castle. Excuse me. And so quickly, here comes the Chicago Bulls up the court. Here's Modest Bazelis crossing it over. Waiting, hesitation, knocked off the glass by Wembanyama. Good defense right there, 15-8 with the Spurs up. As he dribbles in, and he is fouled. Wembanyama showing it all right now. And Modest Bazelis had a step. He got it to the left hand where he's been scoring really all season. As he looked like he had the advantage on De'Aaron Fox, and then Wembanyama comes over and knocks it off the glass. All right, and Wembanyama knocks down the first to make it 16-8 for the Spurs. Here's Wembanyama. Second shot is up and good. He'll make it 17-8. As Ayo Dosunmu's checked into the game, Vooch wide open three, top of the three-point line, nothing but net to make it 17-11. 7:09 to go. Here come the Spurs. Open shot for Barnes in the right corner, no good, and it's rebounded by Vooch. Here comes Bazelis. Hesitation. He's at the top of the three-point line. He'll kick it over to the right wing to Herter. Entry pass to the post to Vooch. Dribbles it back out to Ayo Dosunmu, probing in, going baseline, and he goes up for the shot. His floater is short, and it is rebounded by the Spurs. Here comes Stephon Castle dribbling in, sidesteps, and off the glass, and a nice move from Stephon Castle to make it 19-11. Here come the Bulls back up the court. Bazelis tries to go in, and he is fouled. Looks like he might have got tripped up here by Harrison Barnes. But, man, what a nice move here from Stephon Castle. And he got fouled, too, I think, by Modest Bazelis. But what a good finish. So 19-11 right now, 6:29 to go in the first quarter. Here's Monis Bazelis scoring his third point as he knocks down the first free throw attempt. And Bazelis knocks down the second as well to make it 19-13, 6:29 to go. Here comes Castle for the Spurs across the midcourt line as they'll kick it over now to the corner. As Barnes is an up and under move, draws the contact from Monis Bazelis, and he scores the ball. And that's a tough one right there from Harrison Barnes as he's able to just drive in on Monis Bazelis. He kind of gave him a subtle up fake, used his momentum and strength, drew the foul, and finished off the glass here to make it 21-13. And here's Harrison Barnes knocking down the free throw to make it 22-13. Spurs are up, 6:15 to go in the first quarter. Here's Ayo Dosunmu to Vucevic. Handoff to Herter around a screen. His three-point shot off the mark, and it's rebounded by Harrison Barnes. Kicked up to Vassell as he's now got it over to Castle. Around a screen, and a nice throw-in right there from Castle as he got it to Luke Cornett on the finishing lob. 24-13, Spurs up. Patrick Williams just checked into the game, a jab step and a shot, and he knocks it down from the left baseline to make it 24-16, as that is a three. All right, so here come the Spurs. Ahead, here's Castle, deep three, no good. It's rebounded by Kevin Herter, quickly up to Ayo Dosunmu. He'll wait. Back out to Herter around a Vooch screen, driving in his right-hand layup, no good, but he is fouled by Luke Cornett. So 24-16, 5:08 to go. Patrick Williams showing no hesitation in the game, jab step, and he hits a left corner three-point shot. And so Herter now to the free throw line after getting fouled. He'll knock down the first to make it 24-17. So Essengay is he's not in the lineup. We'll be looking to see if he's on the bench. And so the last game out, I know he was traveling with the team, or the last couple games, I believe he was traveling with the team. But no, Essengay hasn't played just yet, though, to Infinite Streams. So Kevin Herter, he knocks down the second one to make it 24-18. Spurs basketball. Here comes Castle. Hesitation, working on Ayo Dosunmu, drives in, looks to kick it over, got tipped away and knocked out of bounds here. It'll still be Spurs basketball, but some good defense from the Chicago Bulls. Also, too, Julian Champagne is checked into the game as well, as that is Vassell, who hits a baseline shot here for the Spurs off the inbounds pass to make it 26-14. Here comes the Chicago Bulls up the court. Ayo Dosunmu probing in, gets it to Vooch, had some excellent post position, back out to Ayo. At the free throw line, he'll kick it out to Bazelis, back to Vooch. Ball swinging around the perimeter. Trey Jones, a wide open three, no good. And it's rebounded here. I believe that is Keldon Johnson as he gets it over to Champagne, and he is off the mark, but Keldon Johnson follows and tips it in as it is now 28-18. The Spurs are up by 10 in the first quarter. Bulls coming up quickly. Vooch has a reverse attempt, and it's off the mark. He was looking for the foul. Here comes the Spurs. Castle crossover to his left. Got it to make it 30-18. Spurs on the run. Here comes the Chicago Bulls now. Trey Jones looking for the entry to Vooch. Back out to Jones. Wide open three, top of the key, and he missed it. Left is short. Here comes the Spurs quickly ahead. Cornette catches it. He's on the baseline now. Back to Castle. Goes to set a screen. Slips it. Castle swings it over to Johnson, who I believe turns it over. And that is Patrick Williams now on the run. Steps back like he wants the three. Doesn't like it. Hands it to Buzelis, driving in, and he is fouled. Buzelis getting back to his left hand. Draws the contact. And so Buzelis is heading back to the free throw line. So that's some good defense here from Patrick Williams on Keldon Johnson. He actually held his ground, and then Keldon Johnson lost his momentum, turns it over, and the Bulls are able to get some free throw attempts out of that. And so Manas Buzelis active right now, getting to the free throw line. And he misses the first. All right, so Jeremy Stohan has just checked in for the Spurs as Buzelis knocks down the second one here to make it 30-19, 3:31 to go in the first quarter. De'Aaron Fox back into the game, hands it over to Keldon Johnson. Back to Champagne, back to Johnson, tipped away, knocked away, and it is going to be Chicago Bulls basketball. They say it is last touch by the San Antonio Spurs, so some good activity defensively. Leads to a turnover. Here come the Chicago Bulls up the court. Trey Jones around a screen, guarded by Sohan. Kicks it over to Buzelis, guarded by Johnson. Now Sohan picks him up. Here's Patrick Williams on the left wing, driving on De'Aaron Fox, looking to post up. And looks like that the ref has stopped play here. Let's see if it is an illegal defense. And I believe it is. So a illegal defense will lead to a technical foul here, and the Chicago Bulls will be shooting the free throw. This is Ayo Dosunmu, I believe, who will be shooting it, and he makes it to make it 30-20. All right, so the Bulls get it back. Here's the inbounds pass to Ayo Dosunmu, crossing it over, and he gets it ripped by Champagne. He's on the move, and Ayo Dosunmu gets back into the play, and it's a turnover. Here come the Chicago Bulls up the court. Here's Trey Jones with it. The hesitation to kick out to Patrick Williams. Pump fakes, drives in. He's at the free throw line. His fadeaway shot off the glass, no good, but Jalen Smith, one-hand rebound in the paint, grabs it, and finishes to make it 30-22, as that was a big-time rebound from Jalen Smith. As there's an air ball here from Champagne. The Bulls get it. Here's Trey Jones driving in, kicks it to the left corner, three-point shot off the mark. Buzelis had a good look at it, couldn't knock it down. 2:08 to go. Here come the Spurs. Here comes Vassell. Over to Johnson at the top of the key. Now to De'Aaron Fox driving in on three Bulls. No call, and it's a rip and a steal. Here comes Manas Buzelis as he goes in, and he is ripped, and it is going to lead to an easy breakout here for the Chicago Bulls, or not for the Chicago Bulls, for the San Antonio Spurs, as they get an easy dunk, as that is Keldon Johnson after the turnover. And so 7 turnovers, or 7 points off the turnovers for the Spurs in this quarter alone. So here come the Chicago Bulls, 32-22. The Spurs are up. Trey Jones driving in, his layup off the glass and good to make it 32-24. Here come the San Antonio Spurs. De'Aaron Fox kicking it to the corner to Champagne, and a good rip from Trey Jones as he continues to get steals this season, and it's knocked away here from Champagne, who comes back to knock it away. All right, so they say that that's the most steals, I guess, since Alex Caruso and sometimes so far in the season. So Trey Jones off to a great start with his steals, 2.0 steals, which is tied for 4th in the NBA. So this is according to the broadcast. And so here's the inbounds pass to Jalen Smith, who takes a three. It's off the mark. San Antonio Spurs rebounded, 1 minute to go here in the first quarter, 32-24, 56 seconds to go, 12 on the shot clock. Here's Keldon Johnson at the top of the key, crosses over on Julian Phillips, who's just checked into the game, and he pivots and knocks it off the glass. And so good patience there from Johnson to make it 34-24. Chicago Bulls basketball now as they're coming into the front court. Here's Patrick Williams. He's on the right wing. Has nothing, over to Trey Jones around a Jalen Smith screen, and a tough layup for Trey Jones as he knocks it in off the glass to make it 34-26 with 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. De'Aaron Fox taking his time. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter, 8 on the shot clock. Here's Wembanyama kicks it over to De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox drives in, looking for a call. It's stolen. Javon Carter's just checked into the game, ahead to Trey Jones, crossing it over, kicks it to the left wing to Julian Phillips, takes the three, no good, gets his own rebound, and is kicked back out to Trey Jones, who was wide open for the three, but time has expired in the first quarter, and so the Bulls get some good looks, unable to capitalize. The first quarter is over, 34-26 right now. The San Antonio Spurs are up. And so not bad considering that the Chicago Bulls started off with the turnovers that they did have early on. I just had mentioned that what came up during the broadcast is 7 points off of those turnovers. And so 4 turnovers for the Chicago Bulls in the first quarter. The San Antonio Spurs, look, I'm looking to see if their turnovers are showing up right now. Let me see here. But so far, I believe that the Chicago Bulls led in the turnover department. And so there it is. And so it looks like that they had 5 turnovers to the 4. So 5-4, San Antonio leads in that department. But I think a lot of that picked up towards the end of the quarter where the Bulls were able to kind of pick up their defensive intensity there. But still, they're not giving up too many points off of these turnovers. And so it's currently 7-3, meaning that it's been 7 points that the Spurs have got off the Bulls and only 3 off of those 5 turnovers for the Bulls. Also, too, I think another stat there to note is that the Spurs right now 11-0 as far as fast break points. All right, so one of the other things I'm seeing here is it looks like that Zach Collins says that he's feeling pretty good. Hopefully he'll be able to get back out there for the Chicago Bulls soon. Still not doing any kind of doing any kind of contact or anything like that as far as practice and stuff like that. So 34-26. If you're just joining us, Josh Giddey is out of the game. He said for the algorithm, go Bulls. I appreciate it, Jeff, man. Thanks for stopping by again, man. We appreciate you. Go Bulls. Here's Julian Phillips for the inbounds pass. Bulls have switched ends. Or no, they're still going to the right to left here. So here comes Patrick Williams over to Ayo Dosunmu as he is kicking it over to Javon Carter around a screen. Ayo Dosunmu working at the top of the keys at the free throw line now, throws it up, no call, battling for the rebound, and it is rebounded here by the San Antonio Spurs. I believe that is Kelly Olynyk that is checked into the game. And so Olynyk, backdoor pass here to, I believe that is the rookie, Carter Bryant. So a nice backdoor cut for him and a nice pass from Kelly Olynyk to make it 36-26. Spurs shooting 63% right now from the field. Here's Patrick Williams, left baseline. Nice shot. That is pure. Well, he's got it going with that jab step. So 36-28. Patrick Williams coming in. He's been aggressive. Here's Wemby working on Jalen Smith. Crossover. Kicks it to the corner. Three-point shot for the Spurs is off the mark there, as Carter Bryant misses, and it's a rebound here for the Chicago Bulls. Quickly ahead to Patrick Williams. Williams has nothing. Back out to Ayo Dosunmu. Oh, kicking it into a cutting Jalen Smith, but it goes out of bounds here. All right, so it's Lindy Waters that's checked in here for the San Antonio Spurs. This is the one that took that three. So 36-28. Here comes Carter Bryant around a screen, kicking it over to De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox back out to Kelly Olynyk. Here's Waters for three. He's got it. Nice shot right there. 39-28. San Antonio Spurs. Here's Ayo Dosunmu to Jalen Smith. He's open. Hesitation. Spins on Wemby. Step through. Block shot. But it's tipped back into his hands. Goes off the glass and makes it. So Jalen Smith staying with it to make it 39-30. And another good block shot from Wembanyama. Here's Wemby. Tossing it into Olynyk. But they call the foul. So Jalen Smith, I believe he held Kelly Olynyk. They call the foul there. Here's Lindy Waters. The inbounds pass to Luke Cornett. Cornett to Fox. Around a screen at the free throw line. His shot is up and it's good. So 41-30 now. Here come the Bulls on the other end. And so Jeff says that, look, P-Dub needs to be strong the whole season as Ayo Dosunmu knocks down a shot. Yeah, he does. He needs to continue what he's doing right now. And so Ayo Dosunmu actually knocked down a three that last basket, and some good defense here. And so here comes Ayo Dosunmu kicking it over to a trailing Jalen Smith. He's off the mark, and it's Carter Bryant who rebounds this. Cornett, handoff to Fox, his three, no good. And it's a rebound to Kevin Huerter, who just checked back in the game. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu all the way to the glass. The one-man fast break continues to make it 41-35. A nice move there from Ayo Dosunmu. As Fox dribbles in, and they call a foul. So it looks like that it's a block here. That is Isaac Okoro. So that was a good move from Ayo Dosunmu, man, taking it in on the size against Kelly Olynyk and Luke Cornett to make that layup. And so De'Aaron Fox hits the first free throw to make it 42-35, 8:15 to go in the second quarter. As De'Aaron Fox rims in the second one to make it 43-35. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu to Javon Carter, who's checked back into the game. Here's Jalen Smith, a handoff for Huerter, had a step, and he knocks it down off the dribble handoff to make it 43-38. Bulls heating up from downtown at this point. Castle Shot is up, no good. Tipped out to Fox, to Johnson now. As here's De'Aaron Fox going to the rack. Oh, a nice little up and under move for him to score the basketball to make it 45-38. Here come the Bulls up the court. Herder, baseline, has nothing. They'll swing it out to Jalen Smith. Gave up a good shot to a better shot as Javon Carter knocks down the three. All right, so Javon Carter knocks down a three. That was great ball movement, turning down a good shot to a better shot. And the Bulls climbing back in due to their three-point shooting at this point. So 45-41, 7:24 to go. We have a timeout on the floor. All right, so some of that three-point shooting right now for the Chicago Bulls, they're 5 of 14. They're at 35.7%. The Spurs, 3 of 14, 21.4%. So that clearly is how the Bulls are getting back into the basketball game. They're starting to hit these three-point shots. The Bulls also 6 of 7 from the free throw line. And so they've already got their 7 times. Wemby and company have got their 8, and so they're 8 of 8. But both teams doing a good job as far as getting to the free throw line. As far as the points in the paint, Spurs leading that right now 26-18. And still the Spurs have a pretty good advantage here with the fast break points 11-2. And the largest lead for the San Antonio Spurs has been 12. All right. Some of the numbers here. So we got 6 from Ayo Dosunmu, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He's 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 1 from deep. Right now, Kevin Herter, he's second in scoring with the 7 points. He's 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 of 3 from deep. You have Trey Jones that is leading us in scoring with the 8 points. He's got no assists, but he's still got 3 rebounds, a -11 in the plus-minus box score. He's also got a big steal as well. So good activity there. And then, too, for Patrick Williams, look, he's got 3 steals. He's got 5 points on 2 of 3 shooting. And so Patrick Williams' activity here defensively has been pretty good. So 45-41, if you're just joining us, it is a timeout right now on the floor. And the Chicago Bulls were down. They were able to claw their way back into this game. They're shooting pretty well right now from downtown. They still really haven't gotten into their running game at this point in time. And so the Bulls, they've been 1-3 over their last 4. This would certainly be a huge win for them tonight at home. So let's see if the Bulls can get it done. Just the second quarter, and they're coming out of the timeout right now. So it looks like it'll be San Antonio basketball, as this is Stephon Castle with the ball across the half-court line. The Spurs 1 of 5 from deep in this quarter. The Bulls 3 of 4 in this quarter. Here's Keldon Johnson. Kicks it over to Castle. His pump fake off the glass and good. Impressive from Stephon Castle. He continues to take contact and finish at the rim. Here comes the Bulls. Swinging the basketball around. Javon Carter wide open. Left 3-point shot is good off the baseline. He's 2 of 2, 6 points today. Javon Carter coming in ready. Here's the Spurs. Vassell back in the game. Working on Herter. One-legged shot off the mark, rebounded by the Chicago Bulls. 6:24 to go. Javon Carter over to Ayo Dosunmu, probing into the lane. Back out to Javon Carter, takes another 3. It's no good. It's rebounded by Cornette. Back to Castle, behind the back. Castle working to get to the lane. Up and under move, no good. It's rebounded by Jalen Smith. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu. Hands it off to Herter. Change in pace, stops, turnaround in the lane, blocked by Cornette. Here comes the Spurs quickly ahead to Keldon Johnson for the jam to make it 49-44, 5:49 to go in the second quarter. Here comes DeSumo. Cornette giving him space. Javon Carter, he's been hot. Kicks it over to, believe that was Isaac Okoro, and then he kicks it down to Jalen Smith for a nice dunk. And so continuing to show unselfishness as the Bulls continue to work the basketball around 49-46. Here's a miss. Here come the Bulls. Javon Carter over to Kevin Huerter. He's open. Back to Javon Carter. Hesitation, pump fake. Back to a Jalen Smith three at the top of the key, and it's good to make it 49-48. Jalen Smith, he's been on a tear. He's 4 of 8 right now, 9 points, 5:07 to go in the second quarter. The Bulls climbing back into the game. All right, so we got a timeout on the floor. 5:06 to go in the second quarter. The Bulls climb back into the game in the second quarter behind some good three-point shooting. All right, so we're still in the timeout right now, 49-49. As Jalen Smith, 9 points and already 7 rebounds and 2 assists. And so Jalen Smith, he's been on a tear lately. Javon Carter coming off the bench, he's got 6. He's got 1 rebound. He's got 1 assist. Pro's pro, being ready. Billy Donovan trusted him tonight, and he's responding. All right, 49-49. We are coming out of the timeout. It'll be Spurs basketball. Here's De'Aaron Fox. I keep wanting to call him De'Aaron Fox over to Wembanyama. Top of the key, working on Vooch. Bounce pass, backdoor, no good. But it is a foul, and I believe that is Modest Buzelis. Another foul. Oh, yeah, Modest Buzelis, man. So Sohan got to backdoor. He lost him for a second. He was on the other side of the basket getting ready to lay it up, and then Modest Buzelis fouls him. And so Jeremy Sohan going to the line, and he knocks down his first. He makes it 50-49 with 4:38 to go in the second quarter. 4:51 to go, I'm sorry. Wrong clock. And so here's the Rebound now off the missed shot, 50-49, 4:45 to go. Here's Trey Jones around a screen, driving in, throwing it up, and I believe the whistle is called, and he is fouled. So 50-49, Trey Jones headed to the line, and he makes his first. 50-50. Lindy Waters with the foul to send Trey Jones to the line to reach in, and he knocks down the second one. So the Bulls, after a tough start, they have the lead, 51-50, 4:33 to go in the second quarter. Here's Fox to Barnes, who just checked back into the game. Harrison Barnes kicks it to the corner. Three-point shot from Sohan is off the mark, and it's rebounded by the Bulls. Vooch ahead to Dalen Terry, who checked in. Back to Vooch. Back to Terry. Around a screen. Kicks it over to the right corner. Okoro off the mark from deep. Rebound. Here comes the Spurs. Waters across the half-court line to Wemby. Pump fakes. Goes to the lane. Contact. And they call the offensive foul. And that's Trey Jones, who takes the charge. I love it. Trey Jones, the smallest player on the court right there, takes the charge. You love that on Wemby. And the Bulls get the ball back. Here comes Trey Jones. Across the half-court line to Vooch. Top of the key. Shot no good. 51-50, 3:45 to go. Here comes the Spurs. Fox coming up the court quickly. Stolen. Here comes Terry. And he's fouled. So Waters grabbing Terry as he's going up for the layup there. So yet again, man, some great defense from Trey Jones with the activity, holding his ground. Fox lost it, and they got it ahead to Terry, and then he's fouled. So Dalen Terry heading to the free throw line, 3:38 to go in the second quarter. Knocks down the first. (52-50). If you're just joining us, the Bulls bounce back into the game here in the second quarter as Dalen Terry knocks down another one to make it 53-50. 12-3 run here in the second quarter for the Chicago Bulls. Here comes Wemby. His shot is off. He drove into the glass. Multiple Bulls there. Here comes Patrick Williams. Oh, he dribbled it off his foot. It's stolen by Sohan. Here come the Spurs. Quickly ahead to Waters. His three-point shot, no good, and it's rebounded by Vooch. Hands it to Jones. Ahead to Dalen Terry, and he yams it home. He almost missed it, but 55-50. A nice run out here from Dalen Terry, and you can immediately feel his energy off the bench. Here comes Wemby. He's backing down on Modest Buzelis. Here comes the double. Kicks it out to Fox. Three-point shot is off the mark. It's kicked back out to Fox. Fox, hesitation. Got it over to Waters. Now he'll swing it back to Fox. He's driving in. His layup off the glass is good. And they call the foul. So 55-52, 2:41 to go in the second quarter. (55-52). De'Aaron Fox heading to the line for a possible and one at this point in time. But the Bulls, you got to give them some credit here as they've climbed back into the game and taken the lead. As that shot goes down for De'Aaron Fox at the free throw line to make it 55-53. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu around a Vooch screen. Vooch to Trey Jones coming off the curl. Body contact. Wembanyama comes back into the play, and blocks the shot. Here come the Spurs. Fox slows it down, hands it off to Wemby for three. It's good. 56-55. Here's Vooch trying to answer. He does. He hits a three. 58-56. Here come the Spurs. Here's Fox directing traffic. Drives in, baseline, up and under move, off the glass is good to make it 58 all. As there's a handoff to Vooch, his runner's up and good to make it 60-58. Here come the Spurs. Here's Vassell. His shot is good. Devin Vassell knocks it in off a little bit of a screen there, so a little mixed up. He's wide open. Here comes Trey Jones up the court, and he's fouled. 60-60, 1:15 to go. Trey Jones makes the first to make it 61-60. One other note here for De'Aaron Fox. Looks like he's got 11 points in this quarter, 14 overall. So that's one of the things they're highlighting is that he's got it going here in the second quarter. So here's Trey Jones. His second one's up, and it's good to make it 62-60. Bulls up. 1:11 to go in the second quarter. Spurs basketball. Wemby diving in, driving, help defense from Herter. They knock it away. Here's Jones. He's on the run. Hesitation stops. No foul called. He got it over to Ayo Dosunmu, so it's not a turnover. Here's Dosunmu. He's dribbling. He's got it over to Vooch. He's on the left wing. He hands it off to Patrick Williams. Back to Vooch, and it is rejected by Wembanyama, as Vooch was looking for a little bit of a goaltend, but no call. Man, Vooch, he thought that he got a goaltend, but Wemby was able to get back into the play and high point that basketball before it was coming down. Bulls basketball. Here's Ayo Dosunmu coming off a curl, and he got it knocked away, and so it'll still be Bulls basketball. 43.3 seconds to go. 3.3 on the shot clock. Jones with the inbounds pass quickly over to Williams. It's off the mark, but it is rebounded by Herter, and he's able to knock it in to make it 64-60 with 34 seconds to go in the second quarter. Here's Wemby. Quick three is good. (64-63), 27 seconds to go. Wemby 2 of 3 from downtown for 15 points. Here's Trey Jones around a Vooch screen. Vooch wide open three. No good. Rebounded by Fox. 14 seconds to go. No shot clock. Here's Fox to Wemby. Not in a hurry. 6 seconds to go. Second quarter. Step back three. Off the mark. In and out. Rebound by Ayo Dosunmu, and the Bulls go into half up 64-63. All right, guys. And so that was a pretty good half here for the Bulls, able to come back. So they give up 63 points in this, but I think really the biggest story, I think, in that second quarter was the way that the Bulls were able to knock down these three-point shots, and so that was huge. And then also, too, man, I just love the ball movement that we're seeing, and so I think that there was a lot of times where, you know, players had some good shots, but they turned down some good shots for some great shots. Like there was Vooch. He had one, and then he kicked it over. Then you had also, too, the one play from Javon Carter. where he's able to kind of continue to kick it around until they get another good shot. And so just the Bulls showing some patience, excuse me, and then waiting for people to just come off these screens and these kind of curl downs and stuff like that and be available to make shots. And so good patience, good ball movement here for the Bulls to kind of climb back in. I think that another thing too, again, is just their response because, the Bulls, they didn't really start off well. The turnovers were there and everything else. And so right now you have the San Antonio Spurs with 9 turnovers and the Bulls with 6. But, the thing is, the Spurs are like converting a lot more points off of these turnovers. And so 10-7 right now with the points off the turnovers. But, the Spurs are leading in that department. And still, the Bulls really haven't started running just yet because it's 13-6 with the fast breaks, 34-26 as far as the paint scores. And so the Spurs are up there. And then with the free throws right now, I think it's been a pretty even game. I think that both teams are essentially getting to the free throw line. I think that the refs are making the right calls here. And so the Bulls are actually leading there as far as the free throws are concerned. So 12 of 13. So that's a good sign there. They've only missed one, and so have the San Antonio Spurs. And so you definitely don't want to leave money at the line. It's 23-23 as far as the rebounds. And really, man, it's been an even push for both teams. And so good stuff here in the second quarter for the Bulls to get back into it. One of the stories in this half, I think, just from an individual standpoint, has been Jalen Smith. He continues to be hot. I think that he scored like double figures in 6 of his last 7 games. And so 9 points, he's got 7 rebounds. And so he's almost got a double-double here. And he's plus 11 in the plus-minus box score. He's 1 of 3 from deep and 4 of 8 from the field. And then the other player that's playing well is Trey Jones. And so Trey Jones, I think he's doing a great job as far as just drawing contact. And I think that that's something that we saw in that game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is like his ability to make sure that the ref knows that he got fouled. So, that can be critical, especially when you get into a tight game, fourth quarter. You get a guy like Trey Jones that can get to the line like that and make teams pay. And so those are some of the key performances here. Vooch has got 8. Kevin Herter's got 9. You have Modest Vazelis with 5. A little concern with Modest Vazelis at this point in time, even though he has 2 personal fouls. It looks like that the Spurs are kind of taking it to him, and hopefully he's not getting rattled, and hopefully not worried about just really picking up fouls and stuff like that, because that has been an issue here with Modest Vazelis in some of these games. And so hopefully, he can stay locked in here. And so also too, just to answer Jeff's question. And so it does say that Noah Asenge is out there, but he hasn't entered the game yet. So he is with the team still. So just want to go ahead and clarify that. And so, guys, we are at halftime. We're waiting for the break here to start the third quarter. Just want to thank you guys for coming through. Let me know what you guys are thinking here of the live stream. Again, we just try to give you a little play-by-play, let you know what's going on each play, because I know that not everybody can get out there and watch these games and stuff like that. So hopefully this play-by-play can give you something to let you know what's going on in this game. And so 64-63. Bulls up. Make sure that you press that like, you subscribe, you follow the channel as we talk nothing but Chicago Bulls basketball daily. So make sure you hit that and hit us with the super chats and everything else. If you want to give us some more love, we definitely appreciate that too as well. And so waiting for the half to end at this point in time, and then we will be back to the play-by-play here in the second half. Bulls up 64-63. All right, guys. And so while we're waiting, just going ahead and giving us some of these scores from around the league. And so the Lakers up 107 to 93 right now against the Charlotte Hornets. Luca's got 33 and 7. Gosh, guys having a season. Then you have the Wizards right now up against the Pistons 107 to 94, 8:36 to go in the fourth quarter. Trailblazers 102 to 93. Definitely got to root for the Trailblazers so we can get that pick back. Next, you got the Cavaliers and the Heat. So 74 to 69. Heat are up in that game, third quarter, 7:22 to go. Then our game here, 64-63, Bulls up. You have the Mavs are up on top of the Bucks here, 31 to 27. They just ended the first quarter there. Pelicans and Suns, they are set to get going here, along with the Timberwolves and Jazz. Then later on, we got the Hawks and Clippers. Going to be the late game today. And those are some of the scores from around the NBA. And D-Law, he says that I forgot that Carter Bryant was drafted by the Spurs. Some of the mock drafts had him slotted to the Bulls. Yes, they absolutely did. We talked about Carter Bryant too a little bit. Maybe not on this one, but definitely talked about Carter Bryant. So yeah, I liked Carter Bryant's kind of energy and stuff like that, off the bench and, kind of what he did, I guess, for Arizona. I think he came off the bench. Maybe he started. I can't remember. But anyway, I liked the stuff that I saw from him. And so far, I mean, you can definitely tell like he does play with that kind of same kind of energy that you saw with Arizona and stuff like that. I think he's really got to try to figure out what his game's going to be in the NBA. But let's see. I mean, the Spurs, man, they got all those picks, and so let's see if it pays off for them. And so, somebody that we don't get a chance to see is Harper because he's out with the injury. But yeah, Carter Bryant getting some minutes here. Got a nice little backdoor layup here in the first half. All right, for those who are just joining us, we're waiting to come out of the halftime festivities to get to the third quarter. All right, Trailblazers hopping back in the game right now, 104 to 100. 4:18 to go in the fourth quarter there. All right, so we're still just waiting for the half to be over, heading into the third quarter at this point. 64-63. Bulls are up in this one. All right, so some of the other stuff that has happened here, just looking at the San Antonio Spurs stats, and so Wimbenyana, he's got 15 points. He's also got 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He's +6 in the plus minus box score, 4 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from deep, but he's 5 of 5 from the free throw line. De'Aaron Fox, 14 points, 11 of those came in the second quarter. So he really got it going in the second. 5 of 8 from the field. He does have 3 turnovers, though. And so 3 turnovers with De'Aaron Fox and his 14 points. And so also too, Stephon Castle, 8 points. He's got 4 assists as well. Thought he's done a pretty good job as far as just really kind of finishing through contact and everything else. And so Kelton Johnson, 8 points, really done a good job as far as running the floor, 4 of 4. All right, guys. And so we're coming out of the half. One of the things that Casey Johnson has pointed out is that the team has scored 30 points as far as bench scoring in the first half. If they get to 60, it would be a season high. And he's talking about Jalen Smith and really him staying locked in as a professional, even though he kind of lost his job there last season and kind of fell out of the rotation. And so the Bulls back at it right now. And so the half has started. And so 64-63, Vooch inside on Wimby, and they called a foul. So 11:44 to go in the third quarter. I think that that's a good sign. Vooch going down to the post on Wimby, kind of fights him off, and then goes to the middle of the floor for a hook shot and gets the call. Vooch misses the first. 64-63, waiting on Vooch to shoot the second one here. And Vooch misses both to start the half. So here come the Chicago Bulls, or here come the San Antonio Spurs. Chicago Bulls defending. Here's Fox around a screen. His shot baseline up and good to make it 65-64. Here's Vooch, top of the key, 3-point shot off the mark, rebounded by the Spurs. Here comes Castle working on Buzelis, and it's off the mark and rebounded inside by Vooch. 16 or 30-60 or 30-16 with the bench scoring for the Bulls. Here's Buzelis, free throw shot up and good. Good patience there from Buzelis to make it 66-65. And so Fox comes right back down, gets an and one to make it 67-66. Yeah, he steps through. He also draws the contact there from Isaac Okoro, and he gets to the line. So he's got 18 points. He's 7 of 10 from the field as he knocks down the second one here to make it 68-66. Here comes Trey Jones. He's got it over to Nikola Vucevic. Hands it off to Kevin Huerter around a screen. He's guarded by Wemby. Back out to Jones. Back to Huerter. Drives in on Wemby all the way to the lane and throws it off the glass. Wemby unable to catch up and get the block shot. 68-60. I like the drive right there from Huerter. Here's Wemby. Double team temporarily. Swings it over to Barnes. Crosses over on Bazelis. Help side defense, and it looks like that he got Isaac Okoro in the air. And yes, I believe it is a foul. So Harrison Barnes heading to the line. And they're showing that move where Kevin Huerter just puts it on the deck and drives right at Wemby and got past him and threw it off the glass. Nice move from Kevin Huerter. And Barnes misses the first. 10:15 to go in the third quarter. Tie ball game. Barnes knocks down the second one to make it 69-68. Here's Vooch as they swing it back out to the perimeter. Here's Isaac Okoro driving in on Vassell, and he draws the foul. So he's heading to the free throw line, 9:58 to go in the third quarter, and he knocks down the first. And he knocks down the second. Here come the Spurs. Here comes Wemby driving in, takes it up, no call. Rebounded by the Bulls, quickly up. Here's Huerter crossing it over. As nothing, he kicks it out to Vooch now at the top of the key. A screen for Trey Jones driving in. His shot off of Castle is good. Nice play from Trey Jones. Draws contact and finishes 72-69. Got it to Castle. It looked like that Wembanyama traveled, but no call. And then Castle gets the ball back and throws it in. And so 71-72. Bulls up. Here's Bazelis, a nice drive and a reverse to make it 74-71. Fox kicks it out to Wemby. His three is good. Quickly up the court of the Bulls. Here's Vooch. He was wide open. Swings it over to Bazelis. Hesitation. Gets into the lane. Got it knocked away. And he almost got it stolen, but a foul called on Victor Wembanyama. Oh, yeah. So it looks like Wembanyama certainly got away with a travel. Absolutely got away with a travel. That was the possession before where Stephon Castle scores. And so Wemby's got 3 fouls at this point in time. Going back to that basket from Bazelis, it was a nice little look off, and then he goes reverse against Wemby. So a nice play. So side out. Here comes Vooch. He's in the post, up and under, and no call. But it does get knocked away here by Wemby. And so it'll still be Bulls basketball. 8:34 to go. 3.5 on the shot clock. And so the Bulls are going to have to go quickly once they inbound it. All right, so 8:34 to go. Timeout on the floor. Vooch talking it over with the refs. 74-74. All right, 74-74 for those who are just joining us. Josh Giddey out of the game to start off the game. Bulls were down. They got back into it like they usually do and closed out the half well. They got the lead, and now it's been back and forth between the Spurs here in the third quarter. Wemby's got 18 points, also too. De'Aaron Fox is playing pretty well too. I think he had 11 in the second quarter, and so he's picked up right where he left off here in the third quarter. So definitely make sure that you hit that like, you hit that subscribe, and you follow us here as we talk nothing but daily Chicago Bulls basketball. Also, too, feel free to drop us a super chat as well. So 8:34 to go, waiting for the teams to come out of the timeout. And here we go is an inbounds pass to Vooch. His fadeaway shot, no good. And it's a rebound here for the San Antonio Spurs. Here's Fox around a screen. Tried to kick it back out to Vassell, but it looks like that, nobody touched it. So it's just a turnover. And so 74-74, 10 turnovers for the Spurs to the Bulls 6. And so 8:17 to go in the third quarter. Here's Dosunmu to Bazelis into the post to Vooch. He has nothing. Tries to swing it over to Dosunmu. And I believe they call a foul. So yes, Ayo Dosunmu going to the line. All right, Ayo Dosunmu knocks down the first. To make it 75-74. Knocks down the second. All right, guys, 7 lead changes in this game so far. Here's Fox driving and off the glass and good as we are at another tie. Here come the Bulls. Herter around a screen. He tried to dump it down into Vooch, and it's a kick ball. 76-76. Here comes Dosunmu. Over to Vooch. He's wide open. His three is good. 79-76. It looked like that the Spurs kind of fell into a zone right there, but fell asleep, and they left Vooch open. He's knocked down a couple of those today. Here comes Castle around a screen, spinning off of Herter and off the glass. Another nice finish from Castle to make it 79-78. Here's Dosunmu. He's open for three. Nothing but net. 82-78. And quickly ahead, and it's blocked by Modest Bazelis at the rim. Here come the Bulls. 3-on-4. Kicks it over to Vooch. Nice play from Bazelis and a cutting. Oh, Vooch misses it off the glass. cutting. He was wide open and missed it, but he got the ball back. Here's the Bulls. They get it back. They're swinging it around the perimeter, knocked away from Patrick Williams, scrambling on the ground, and it is a jump ball. Oh, my goodness. It looked like Vooch had a wide open layup, just misjudged it. And, man, he just threw it off the glass. Oh, he had nobody there. It was a left-hand layup, nobody there. He missed everything. Yeah, it looks like that this zone right now is definitely a little scattered here for the San Antonio Spurs. It's led to some open shots here for the Chicago Bulls, and they're taking advantage of it. Vooch has knocked down a couple three-pointers from the top of the three-point line. And so, look, it says Wemby is very beloved here in San Antonio. Jeff, appreciate you there. And then also, too, he says we took Essengay instead, and the 2026 player mock to Chicago makes no of this out wasted pick. I'm not sure what you meant with that, but just reading it for you, man. But it looks like it's a jump ball, and it's tipped out to the San Antonio Spurs. As here comes Fox around a screen. He has nothing. Out to Castle. He's wide open. His three is good. 82-81. Here's Vazelis dribbling in, going to the rack. No call. Looked like it was some contact from Cornette, but here comes the Spurs quickly up the court. Castle fakes the shot, kicks it over to Barnes. Reach in by Patrick Williams. No call, and they say it is off of Harrison Barnes. Good activity from Patrick Williams. He had 3 steals, and he continues to get his hands out there and get to the basketball and make it difficult for the Spurs. And so here comes the Bulls. Ayo Dosunmu under the rim. He kicks it over to Vooch. Reposting now on Cornette. His hook shot is off the rim, and it's rebounded by the San Antonio Spurs, 82-81, 5:33 to go in the third quarter. Here's Fox. He's been on a tear here in the third and the second. He misses, goes into a crowd of Bulls defenders. Herter comes out with it. Modest Vazelis step-up three, good. In transition, Modest Vazelis trailing, knocks it down from the top of the three-point line to make it 85-81. The Bulls are up. Here comes Castle. Around a screen. He's got Vazelis on his back, gives it over to Cornette, and he lays it in to make it 85-83. Here comes Dosunmu, dribbling up quickly, kicks it over to Vooch. Now Patrick Williams has it. Vooch temporarily posting up. Kicks it over to the left corner now to Ayo Dosunmu. And a nice backdoor cut and a pass to Kevin Herter for a layup, 87-83. Great ball movement for the Chicago Bulls. 4:33 to go in the third quarter. Here's Castle around a couple screens. Cornette, he's looking. Gets it over to Fox. Now back to Castle, working on Patrick Williams. ISO basketball, crosses over, mid-range jump shot, no good. Rebound inside by Vooch. Kicked ahead to Ayo Dosunmu. Going at the rack, his runner up and no good. It almost fell, but he draws the foul. 87-83. Nice change in pace and speed right there from Ayo Dosunmu. He kind of rocked the defender to sleep and got to his spot, threw up the floater, almost got the and one. The Bulls on the attack here in the third quarter. .410 to go in the third quarter. Ayo Dosunmu stepping up to the free throw line, and he knocks down the first. .88 to 83. Here comes the free throw for Ayo Dosunmu to make it 89-83. All right, here comes Stephon Castle across the half-court line. He's guarded by Trey Jones around a screen from Cornette. Kicks it over to the right wing now to Wemby, driving in on a couple defenders and another offensive foul. Jalen Smith takes it. So that's two offensive fouls drawn here by the Chicago Bulls. One from Trey Jones on Wemby, and then also two Jalen Smith standing in there. That's just what they talked about in training camp. And so good stuff here from the Chicago Bulls. 2 charges in this game so far. Bulls on offense. Jalen Smith temporarily had it knocked away. He recovers it. A screen for Ayo Dosunmu. He's got Wemby one-on-one driving into the lane. He doesn't have anything. A backdoor cut. He got Julian Phillips. And man, he got it knocked away, and it's off of him. But nice backdoor cuts. Same action that Kevin Huerter ran. It just was not the same result. And so here come the Spurs quickly up the court. Castle leaves it for Wemby for 3. It's off the mark. Here come the Bulls. It's 3-on-3 right now. Jones got a lot of space at the top of the three-point line. They'll kick it over to the right. Now in the corner, here's Dosunmu driving into the free throw line. He doesn't have anything. He's got it back out to Trey Jones at the top of the three-point line, driving into his left, off the glass. Man, it hung up on the rim, didn't go down. Julian Champagne for the Spurs just got it. And so here comes Castle now for the Spurs. A lob inside for Luke Cornett, and he finishes to make it 89-85. That's twice they've hit him with a lob. Here come the Bulls. Quickly up the court. Almost stolen away there. Ayo Dosunmu tried to get it over to Jalen Smith and come off the screen, but it will go down as not a turnover, and it'll be Bulls basketball here. And so 89-85 as we're headed to another timeout. So a timeout on the floor. Timeout on the floor, 89-85. It's been 7 lead changes here. That's according to the broadcast. And so it's been very much back and forth. I think one of the stories here is that De'Aaron Fox has really picked it up here in the second and the third quarter. He seems to be getting to his spots, but he's also struggled with the turnovers as well. And so he's got 21 points, but he also has 4 turnovers, and so he's 8 of 12 from the field. As far as Wemby, 18 points. He's got a +5 in the plus-minus box score. He has 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 5 blocks. And so Wemby doing Wemby-like things. And so it's just wild to see this. And so, man, he's come a long way. I saw his first game in the Summer League, man. So this guy is amazing. And so anyway, looking at the Bulls here, Jalen Smith, 9 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, +9 in the plus-minus box score for him. And so Jalen Smith continues to be on a tear. He's been quiet here in the second half, but I think that one of the things that stood out with the Bulls and what they're doing is just really the activity off the ball. You're seeing some good cuts and things like that. I think that the passing has been on display, especially when they were making that run in the second quarter. It's been very good here for the Bulls. So again, we are in a timeout here late in the third quarter. If you're just joining us, the Bulls were down early in this game. They fought their way back to take a 1-point lead going into the third quarter. And the Bulls hanging tough. And this is exactly what you would want to see from a team that has lost the last 2, especially coming off that tough loss against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The response has been there yet again for this Chicago Bulls team. And so let's see if they can hold on and figure this thing out. Still a lot of game left to go. All right, so it looks like that we are getting ready to come out of the timeout. And once again, the Bulls up 89-85. I want to thank everybody out there who has joined us today on this live stream here as we're doing a play-by-play Bulls and Spurs. So they're just actually showing a memorable moment with Kobe White and his dunk over Wemby. That was nasty. All right, so we're coming out of the timeout now. Let's see what happens here. Here's Ayo Dosunmu around a screen, driving in quickly, doesn't have anything. He hands it over to Trey Jones. Jones Top of the key, dribbling on Wemby, nothing. Back to Io, pump fake, dribbles, mid-range, jump shot, nothing. But the bottom of the net, Io DeSumo locked in, 91-85. He's got 15 points, 9 in this quarter. Io DeSumo, can he bring the Bulls home? It's a miss. Here's Jalen Smith with the rebound, 2:08 to go in the third quarter. Here's Io DeSumo around a screen. He's guarded by Sohan. Back to Jones. Jones working on Champagne. He's got nothing. He'll kick it over now to Jalen Smith, driving in, takes contact with Wemby right to his chest and off the glass. He knocks it home, 93-85. A minute 45 to go here in the third quarter. The Bulls on a little bit of a run. 41-20 with the bench scoring for the Chicago Bulls. And so once again, terrific bench play. The Spurs, 6 on the shot clock. Deep three, Fox, nothing but air. Somebody closed the door in the United Center. 93-85, 128 to go, Bulls basketball. Quickly, want to give a shout out here to NFT. Thanks, great job with the play-by-play. Man, I appreciate you coming through, man. So Bulls got the basketball. Trey Jones driving in a reverse layup inside. The guy continues to make tough shots against the size advantage. And so 10-2 run for the Bulls here. And they get a turnover. Here comes Patrick Williams driving in. Williams looked to pass it, and he looks to pass it over to Io DeSumo. Actually, to avoid the turnover, he fouls a player here. So 95-85. The Bulls on a very nice run here in the third. All right, so here come the Spurs. 52 seconds to go in the third. Here's Sohan. Kicks it over to Wemby. He'll swing it over to Keldon Johnson. Backing in, shoots the hook shot up and good. That is a tough shot. Working on Jalen Smith. Here comes Trey Jones up the court, open to an Io DeSumo. His three is off, and it is a rebound here for the San Antonio Spurs. All right, and so they call a foul here on Trey Jones, 30.4 to go in the third quarter. They're going back and they're taking a look at this play from Keldon Johnson. Man, that was a tough post up right there. That was a weight room play right there where he's able to kind of knock Jalen Smith back and get the hook shot up. And so 30.4 to go, 30.4 to go in the third quarter. The Spurs are heading to the free throw line. Both teams are in the bonus. And so just to let you know here, if there's a foul, both teams will be going to the free throw line right now. So here's Wemby. His first shot is up and it's good as he now makes it 95-88. Waiting on his second one here. And here's Wemby. Second one is up, and it's good. Wemby knocks it home to make it 95-89. Bulls basketball, 26 seconds to go in the third. Around a screen from Herter. Here's Jones. Got it to Herter. His three. Good. He knocks it down, 98-89. No hesitation from Kevin Herter knocking it down today. Here come the Spurs. 11 on the clock now. No shot clock. Here's Fox dribbling in. He has nothing. And he was trying to get it over to Julian Champagne, and he throws it out of bounds. 4 seconds to go. It'll be Bulls basketball. Let's see if they can get another bucket. Here's Jones quickly ahead, driving in against two Spurs players. Baseline shot is no good. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. A strong close from the Chicago Bulls in the third as they're up 98-89. This Bulls team responded quite well after a tough loss here from the Cleveland Cavaliers, but it is closing time in the fourth quarter. Can the Bulls get it done? And so a timeout on the floor. And so right now the Bulls up 98-89. All right, and so some of the key stats here as far as the individual play. And so Kevin Herter just talked about him knocking down a shot. Plus 10 in the plus minus box score. He's got 16 points, 6 of 9 from the field. Very impressed with the off-ball movement with Kevin Herter. And on top of that, he's got a block shot. And so he continues to get one of those, it seems like, each game as well. So I like the activity that we're seeing from him. Trey Jones, I think he's doing a great job as far as getting to the free throw line, number one. But number two, he is doing a great job as far as just really, I think, finishing against the bigger players of the San Antonio Spurs. And so taking the contact and getting it off the glass, he's doing a great job there. He's also leading the team with the assist tonight, or he's tied actually with the assist lead with, looks like that also 2-5 to Nikola Vucevic. And so both of those players have 5 assists. So doing a great job as far as just running the team tonight. If you're just joining us, there is no Josh Giddey. He's out due to the ankle injury. On top of that, speaking of assist, you have Ayo Dosunmu, who has 4, and he's also had a huge night off the bench right now. So 15 points off the bench for him, plus 14. Ayo Dosunmu making timely plays here when the San Antonio Spurs kind of make a little bit of a mini run or kind of tie it up. And so making some big plays for the Bulls here. He's 2 of 3 from downtown, and he's 4 of 7 from the field, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. So doing a great job there. Jalen Smith, 11 points and 8 rebounds. He's also got 2 assists. He's a plus 14 in the plus minus box score. I believe this would be if he finishes, once he finishes, that'll be 7 of the last 8 games, I think, that he's gotten double figures. And so he's doing a good job there. And then with Isaac Okoro, still a slow start for him offensively. So 2 points. He's got the 4 personal fouls. And so I think he's been a bit out of rhythm today. And so that's the story with him. Monis Buzelis, I think he's been able to recover after the foul trouble. He's had some good hoops. And so 12 points and 5 rebounds. He's back in the game now. And so 34-26. That is what the score was in the third quarter for the Bulls. If you look back at this thing, really the second quarter is when the Bulls kind of took it to the Spurs. And so let's see if the Bulls can close it out. They're out of the timeout right now. The Spurs do have the basketball. They just crossed the midcourt line. And there's a wide open shot now for Champagne, who pump fakes and he misses. And the ball is tipped around and it is recovered by the Chicago Bulls. Here comes Jalen Smith quickly up the court. He's got it to Trey Jones. The Buzelis for 3. And he knocks it down 101-89. He's 2 of 3 from deep and he's got 15 points. Monis Buzelis, a big shot right there. Here comes the Spurs. Here's Wemby in between his legs with the dribble, and he's harassed there by Jalen Smith. He doesn't have anything. He kicks it over to Champagne, lobs it into Cornette, and he jams it down, I believe, 101-89. Or no, he doesn't. He misses it, but there is a foul call. I thought he actually made it, but a nice pass inside. So nice find from Trey Jones. He finds Monis Buzelis in his shooting pocket, and he knocks down a 3 from the top of the three-point line there. So 15 for Monis Buzelis, and it was looking like a tough start for Monis Buzelis, but now he's starting to get it going here offensively. All right, so Luke Cornette to the line. He didn't make the dunk, but he does go to the free throw line, and so here he is. His first shot is up, and it's no good. So 101-89. 11-19 left in the fourth quarter. So just starting the fourth quarter here. Here's Cornette, and he misses the second. It's tipped around and recovered by the Spurs. Johnson out to Champagne. His 3 is no good, but it's rebounded by Cornette. Another look for Champagne. He pump fakes, heads it over to Wemby, and he throws it into Keldon Johnson. No call. He threw it off the glass for Cornette, recovers and dunks it home to make it 101-91. So good effort from the Spurs. Multiple efforts to get that one in. And so here's Herter dumping it into a cutting Monis Buzelis, and he is fouled. So it looks like that the Bulls continue to run that same little action here, and they continue to get some good looks going at the basket, where it's like a nice little subtle cut, and you can see that the Spurs, they're huddling up, they're talking about this, and so let's see if the Bulls can continue to run that action. Seems like they've been carving the Spurs up a little bit off these backdoor actions. So side out for the Bulls. Here's Trey Jones around a Jalen Smith screen. Smith has it now to Bazelis. Bazelis dribbling in. He's at the free throw line. He pivots, tried to throw it up off the glass, and Wemby comes over with the help side defense and blocks it. It'll be Spurs basketball. They're in the front court, and they'll kick it out to Wemby. Wanted a screen, doesn't have anything. He's guarded by Bazelis. He throws it up off the glass. No good. Missed dunk attempt from Cornette. Here comes the Bulls quickly up the court to Herter to a cutting. It looks like that was Jalen Smith who didn't get the call. He fell down. The ball swings out to Kevin Herter for a wide open three-point shot, and he knocks it down to make it 104-91. Here come the Spurs. Wemby wide open. Right corner three-point shot, nothing but net there, 94-104. Wemby answers right back for the Spurs. Here's Jalen Smith. It's off the mark. It's rebounded. Here come the Bulls to Smith. And they call a foul, I believe, here. So still Bulls basketball. Actually, it was Isaac Okoro that was actually driving in here. So he just checked back in, and he was the one that fell down on the ground. But the ball ends up into Kevin Herter's hand, and he's able to knock it down for three. So 19 points, I believe, for Kevin Herter. Here's Trey Jones. 9:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Around a screen from Bazelis, back to Herter. He's been hot. He's at the free throw line. Step back. Doesn't have anything to Jalen Smith driving in. His shot is off the glass and no good. And the Spurs had it, but it got knocked away from Castle. Now back to the Bulls. New shot clock, 20 on the clock. Here's Herter. Little two-man action to Okoro. He's in the lane. He doesn't have anything. Back to Jalen Smith. Fakes the three initially. Takes the shot. No good. And a scramble for the basketball. And Castle gets it, but it's knocked away by Okoro. And it'll be Spurs basketball. I don't know. I mean, it looks close here on the replay. It almost looks like the Castle actually last touched it, but no challenge here from Billy Donovan. So here comes the Spurs now. Castle, top of the key, dribbling in, hands it over to Wemby, goes up, and he's fouled. 104-96. I'm not even sure he jumped to dunk the ball. 8:59 to go in the fourth. Well, that's a tough play. Yeah, I mean, Wemby, when he put it down, he's not even looking at the rim when he throws it in. And so a nice play from Wembanyama. So he's got 25 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 blocks. He calmly knocks down the free throw to make it 104-97 Bulls basketball. Here's Ayo Dosunmu working on Castle, a switch. And now he's got it to Herter. Herter, top of the three-point line, crossing over, series of moves over to Ayo Dosunmu. They swing it around. Three-point shot is up and no good. And it's tipped around. Here come the Spurs quickly up the court. And it's quickly ahead to Keldon Johnson. He's met at the rim. And it's a scramble now for the ball. The Spurs get it back. Here's Castle. Pump fakes. Crossing. Throws it up. No call. Tipped around. Rebound. Bulls. And here they come. Here's Kevin Herter. Got it over to Jalen Smith. Almost a backcourt violation. Here's Ayo. He's in the middle of the lane right now. He doesn't have anything. He kicks it over to Bazelis. And I believe they will call a timeout on the floor, and we'll take one with them. And so a timeout on the floor right now. Frantic pace is picked up right now as there was misses at the rims. You got players diving on the floor, and actually it was a nice block from Ayo Dosunmu to come back into the play and block it. And so 104-97 right now. Bulls trying to hold on. All right. And so as we're waiting here, we'll go through a couple of other stats here for the San Antonio Spurs. Wemby's got 26 points. He's a +2 in the plus minus box score. He's 8 of 8 from the free throw line. De'Aaron Fox, if you're just joining us, he's been on a little bit of a tear here in the third and the fourth quarter, but the challenge with him has been the turnovers. And so he's got 6 turnovers on the day. And so just tons of them for him. And then Keldon Johnson, I think he's played well off the bench. He just continues to be in the right spot. He's got 10 points, 5 of 7 from the field. He's got 5 rebounds. And so on the other side of this thing, Kevin Huerter, he's definitely caught some fire. He's knocking down a ton of shots, got some good off-ball movement and everything else. And so Kevin Huerter's been big off the bench for the Bulls, 19 points. He's got a +8 in the plus-minus box score and 7 of 10 from the field. And by the way, Kevin Huerter actually started tonight. And so you're saying he's off the bench to start tonight. Jeff says, nice. Yeah, let's see if the Bulls can hold on, man. Let's see if they can hold on. See if they can hold on. So make sure that you guys press that like and subscribe. Follow the channel as we talk nothing but Chicago Bulls basketball daily. Also, too, if you're feeling it, certainly throw us a super chat. That's available as well on the channel. So make sure you do that, too, if you can. As we come out of the timeout, 104-97. Bulls trying to hold on after a tough couple losses here in Milwaukee and Cleveland. Let's see if the Bulls can close out. Jalen Smith, a double-double in 19 minutes, 11 points, 12 rebounds, +12, 5 of 13 from the field. Talking about a guy taking advantage of his opportunity, it has been Jalen Smith. And so here comes the Bulls, side out, 14 on the shot clock. Second consecutive double-double for Jalen Smith, by the way, mentioned by the broadcast team. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu. He's at the top of the key. Good defense for the Spurs. Isaac Okoro from deep didn't hit the rim. That'll be a shot clock violation. San Antonio Spurs basketball. Not too much movement for the Chicago Bulls. That's unfortunate out of a timeout. You'd like to see some better ball movement there from the team. So the Bulls 2 of 10 here in the fourth quarter. Spurs 3 of 9. The Bulls have got to find a way to knock down some more shots here in closing time. And so 7:48 to go. Spurs basketball. Here's Wemby. He's looking to go to work here. He's at the mid-range free throw line now. A nice little sequence of moves and a turnaround shot kind of drifting away on Jalen Smith. It goes down to make it 104-99. Here come the Bulls. Here's Buzelis. He'll hand it off to Jones. Buzelis has come to life here in this second half. Pump fakes, driving in. He's at the free throw line. Gives it over to a cutting Isaac Okoro off the glass. No good. It's rebounded by Wemby. He's playing point guard now. Hesitation dribble, drives into the defense, and they call a blocking foul on Modest Buzelis. I thought the Bulls got the third one on him, and so they've already got 2 offensive fouls on Wembanyama, and so it looks like that Buzelis was not set, and they call the blocking foul on Modest Buzelis. He was moving as Wemby kind of drives into him. And so they call the defensive foul there. And so blocking on Modest Buzelis. So it'll be side out here for the San Antonio Spurs. A 7:11 to go in the fourth quarter, 18 on the shot clock as Kevin Huerter is checked back into the basketball game. Once again, if you're just joining us, he's had a very good night as far as scoring the basketball. Here comes Champagne. He hands it over to Wemby. His right wing shot is up and good as he turned and faced and knocked it down here to make it 104-101, as it has now been no field goals for the Bulls over the last 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Here's Trey Jones crossing it over, and he gets ripped. Here's Castle. Bring it up, and they'll swing it over to the right corner for Champagne's open 3, and it's no good. And the Bulls get the rebound and call the timeout. 104 to 101. Things getting tight here with the Chicago Bulls. 6:34 to go. Getting ready to head into clutch time in this game. All right, man. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Thanks a lot for joining us today on the live call. Doing some play-by-play here. San Antonio Spurs versus the Chicago Bulls. We are in a timeout right now, and so waiting for the teams to get back on the floor. And so Wemby, he's had that Wemby type of game, and so he's got 30 points. He's also got 5 blocks, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. Been incredible across the board with the stuff that he's been able to do. Been impressed here with Stephon Castle, the way that he's been able to get downhill and really finish in pain. He's very crafty with the things that he's doing. And so Stephon Castle, you can definitely see that he's taken that year 2 leap. I'm very impressed, too, with just now looking at the Bulls side of things with Modest Buzelis, the way that he's responded here, because it just wasn't a great start for him. But now he's at 15 points. He does have the 5 rebounds as well. He does have 4 personal fouls, -8 in the plus-minus box score, but 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 3 from deep. He got to the line 4 times as well, which is right up there with the team high. And the team high getting to the free throw line is Ayo Dosunmu with 5. And so Modest Buzelis drawing fouls, getting to the free throw line. And so waiting for the teams to come out of the break here. Getting ready to head into that 5-minute mark. Believe that is what they call clutch time in the NBA when you get to that. And so let's see if the Bulls can finish off the San Antonio Spurs. That's been really one of the talks here around the Chicago Bulls, is that, man, they had the Cleveland Cavaliers on the ropes, just were not able to finish. We talked about it in the last post game. There was just what ifs around the adjustments, and then if Jalen Smith could have been in the game. And so hopefully this Bulls team does not have a what if tonight. So lots of players here in double figures. So you got 6 players in double figures at this point in time. Bulls coming out of the timeout, and so are the Spurs. Patrick Williams will be checking in for the Bulls. Action getting ready to start up again. Let's see what happens. All right, so here we go. Inbounds pass. I believe it'll be Chicago Bulls basketball. And it is. Here's Patrick Williams. He's across the half-court line, 104 to 101, 6:29 to go. Here's Kevin Huerter off a screen from Vooch, or a dribble handoff. Didn't have anything. Crosses over around a screen for Patrick Williams. He's at the free throw line. Hands it over to Patrick Williams. Turnaround shot up, no good. He left it short. Here comes Wemby with the rebound. He's got it over to Harrison Barnes. Back out to Wemby. The Bulls have not scored in the last 4 minutes. They've gone ice cold. Here's Wemby. His free throw shot left it short. Here's Trey Jones. He's on the run. He gets it over to Huerter. Huerter now to Dosunmu. He's under the basket. Doesn't have anything. He's probing around. He's looking for a pass. Gets it to Williams. Now back to Vooch. He's in the post. He's got the mismatch. Swings it over for 3. Huerter. He's been hot, and he knocks it down. 107 to 101, and that's the basket that the Bulls needed after being scoreless over the last 4 minutes. Here come the Spurs. Here's Barnes going in. His turnaround shot, Owen Jones, no good, and it's rebounded by Patrick Williams. Here come the Bulls. Ayo Dosunmu kicks it over to Vooch. Vooch to Williams. Williams now setting a screen for Huerter. He takes a 3 off of that screen, misses everything, but it's rebounded by Vooch. A series of fakes, kicks it out to an open Patrick Williams. He's off the mark, and it's rebounded here by the San Antonio Spurs, and they call an over-the-back call on Kevin Huerter with 5:07 to go. 107 to 101. Good look, too, for Patrick Williams. And also, too, I wouldn't have been mad if Vooch would have went ahead and took it up against the San Antonio Spurs in the interior. Looked like he had some good position there. So 5 minutes to go in this game. Here come the Spurs. Castle dribbling in and knocks it off the glass. He continues to get downhill and get to his spots. And so 107 to 103, Bulls still up. Here's Vooch. Dribble handoff to Patrick Williams. Now over to Herter. He'll swing it over to Jones. His free throw shot is up and good. Jones getting to the free throw line and knocking it down over the taller Luke Cornett. He's 7 of 13, 18 points today. So a big shot there from Jones. And then they come right back down. They lob it over to Cornett, and he's able to score to make it 109 to 105. That's the third lob on the night for Cornett. Here's Williams waiting for Jones to come off a screen. He's got it. He's got the advantage over Cornett as far as the speed. Here's Vooch. He's working on Wemby, backing down. He's in the lane now. His turnaround shot too strong. It's missed, and it's rebounded by the Spurs. Here's Cornett. Got it over to Fox. Fox, a hesitation dribble. Has nothing. To Castle. He's at the free throw line. He takes the shot. He misses it. It's short. Here's Jones running ahead for the Bulls. And he's on the baseline now. He'll swing it back out to the top of the key. Herter got his man off balance, driving in, doesn't have anything, looking for an outlet. Got it over to Jones on the left wing. Now back to Desumu at the top of the key. Fakes the three-point shot, driving in, throws it up. No call, tipped around. Herter, open three, off the rim, and it's rebounded by the San Antonio Spurs. 3:22 to go. Here's Fox. And it looks like that there is going to be a timeout on the floor with 3:19 to go, 109 to 105. The Bulls were cold in this quarter, and they picked it up. Can they hold on? Timeout on the floor with 3:19 to go. All right, guys, 109 to 105. If you're just joining us, we're in the fourth quarter. Story of the game here is Kevin Herter. He's been hot. Got 6 players that are in double figures. Jalen Smith, back-to-back double-doubles. Wemby, doing Wemby-like stuff out there. Bulls trying to hold on in the United Center late in the game. All right, so we're getting ready to come out of the timeout. Wednesday, the Bulls will play the Detroit Pistons. They're off for a couple days, and then they come back Sunday against the Utah Jazz. Monday, they got the Nuggets. Then they got the Trailblazers. They got the Heat, and then they got the Wizards. So, some tough games coming up here for the Chicago Bulls. All right, so here comes the inbounds pass. Here's Fox. He's got it. He doesn't have anything. He's looking for somebody. Gets it over to Cornett, gets his dribble back, and takes a three-point shot, and he airballs it again. That's the second airball he's thrown up tonight. Here's the Bulls with the rebound. Trey Jones quickly ahead to the right corner, and the Bulls will work it now back out to Kevin Herter, who's at the top of the key. Oh, he tried to get a re-entry pass into Vooch, who got some post position, but it looks like that it was knocked away there by the San Antonio Spurs, and so the Bulls are able to get the basketball back. And so actually what happened there is Harrison Barnes really was in position, didn't touch it, but it went off his leg, and so the Bulls got it back. And so inbounds pass, here's Patrick Williams inside, tried to dump it into Herter, and it's tipped away and knocked away. It's a turnover. Here come the Spurs quickly up the court. Cornett going at the rim, and he's fouled with 2:40 to go. 109 to 105, and the Spurs, they are in the bonus. It wasn't a very good decision there for Patrick Williams. Too much traffic, I think, to try to dump that basketball down to Kevin Herter. Ends up being a turnover, and the Spurs get a foul call out of this. So Luke Cornett headed to the free throw line, and he makes the first. So 109 to 106, 2:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Can the Bulls hold on? All right. And the shot is up. No good. And do they call a lane violation? They do. A lane violation. And so Luke Cornett missed it, and they call the lane violation. 109 to 106. The San Antonio Spurs will get another shot at the free throw line. So Luke Cornett, he's already made one. Does he make the second? And he does. He capitalizes on the lane violation. All right, 109 to 107. Here's Trey Jones across the half court line, around a screen from Herter, kicks it over to the corner now, as that is Okoro, who just checked back into the game. Now to Ayo Dosunmu, working on Cornett. Doesn't have anything, drops it for Jones. His floater is up and good, nothing but net. A tough shot from Trey Jones and a timely one. 111-107. Here come the Spurs. Here's Castle around a Wemby screen, guarded by Okoro, spinning, knocked away, no call, kicking it over to Luke Cornett, up and under move, and he is fouled by Isaac Okoro, and so he is headed right back to the free throw line. 107 to 111. Bulls are up. Initially, some good defense there from Isaac Okoro, and then he gets caught in the air again, and he fouls Luke Cornett. But going back to that play from Trey Jones, man, it's a tough shot. If he didn't shoot that when he did, that would have got blocked. And so Luke Cornett is able to knock down the first one here to make it 111 to 108. Bulls trying to hold on here. You have the Spurs that are in the bonus at this point in time. Isaac Okoro goes off the floor right now, as it'll be Herter, Trey Jones, Vooch, and Jalen Smith in the game. And so Billy Donovan going with two bigs. All right, I like the adjustment. So 156 to go here in the fourth quarter. Here's Trey Jones around a screen from Vooch, working on Wemby. Doesn't have anything. A handoff to Jalen Smith. Kevin Herter's been hot, probes under the rim, kicks it to Ayo Dosunmu, locates at the three-point line and knocks it down. 114 to 109. Got to the right wing three-point shot and knocks it down. He's got 18 points. He's 3 of 5 from deep. As they lob it in again to Luke Cornett. That's the fourth lob today for Luke Cornett. So here come the Chicago Bulls. They're up 114 to 111, 120 to go in the game. Trey Jones sizing up Castle, driving in. Luke Cornett picks him up, giving it to Ayo Dosunmu, driving in, lots of contact, no call. He throws it up off the rim, and it's rebounded by the San Antonio Spurs. 104 to go in this game. Wemby rises from three. It's nothing but net over the hand of Nikola Vucevic. 114 to 114. Bulls basketball. Trey Jones, top of the key, working on Castle, driving in. His layup, no good, no call. Rebounded by the San Antonio Spurs. 44 seconds to go. Here's Castle to Wemby, directing traffic, telling the Spurs to calm down. Here he is, 11 on the shot clock, 33 seconds to go in the game, working on Vooch, 101, top of the key, three-point shots up and good. He knocks it down over Vooch. He calmly rises and knocks it down, 117 to 114, 27 seconds to go in the game. Wow, Wemby, 6 points, just like that, and just shooting right over top of Nikola Vucevic. He's got the hand in his face and everything. An ISO play rocks Nikola Vucevic just subtly, and he's able to rise up and knock it down. 117 to 114, 27.1 seconds to go in this game. Can the Chicago Bulls tie this up? All right, so they're coming out of the timeout, 27.1 seconds to go. And once again, it looks like that the star power here of the other team, it's hurting the Chicago Bulls. And so the last game out, it was Donovan Mitchell. Now it's Victor Wembanyama showing up here in the fourth quarter big for the San Antonio Spurs. We've got 8 lead changes, 9 ties in this game. Chicago has led by as much as 13 points. And so 117 to 114. Here's Herter, side out. He gets it over to Trey Jones. Here's Jones kicking it over to Herter, almost lost it. And he tried to get it over in the corner here to Ayo Dosunmu, but it is knocked out by the San Antonio Spurs. And so no turnover. Billy Donovan talking to the team here as far as giving directions. Side out. It'll be Dosunmu. Gets it over to Herter. His three-point shot is up and off the mark, and it's rebounded by the San Antonio Spurs. A good look there for Kevin Herter, and it just goes on the left side of the rim, 117 to 114. And the Bulls more than likely are going to have to play the foul game. All right, the Bulls 6 of 24 in this fourth quarter. Tough shooting night there in the fourth. And so Castle will knock down the first to make it 118 to 114. And Castle knocks down the second one here to make it 119 to 114. Here's Jones dribbling it up. And I believe he is fouled. Yes, he is. 14.8 seconds to go. Here's Vooch. Over to Patrick Williams. His three is off the mark. So the Bulls are now in the bonus, and it looks like that Kevin Herter is going to the free throw line with 9 seconds to go. Knocks down the first, 119 to 115, 9 seconds to go in the game. And he misses the second, and it's rebounded by the Spurs. Wemby's got it. They foul him with 6.4 seconds to go. He's headed to the free throw line. And Wemby knocks down the first to make it 120 to 115. And so a 5-point game with 6.4 to go. All right. And he knocks down the second one here to make it 121 to 115. Timeout on the floor for the Chicago Bulls with 6.4 seconds to go. All right, guys. And so that was a tough one here. And so it looks like that the Bulls are heading to the end of the line here today. I think it's going to be their first loss here at home. 121 to 115. I think that really one of the stories out of this one is just really, man, the star power. And so just with Wemby, his ability to knock down those 3-point shots late in this game. I think that another story in this one is just the Bulls and just really the way that they went cold in the fourth quarter. I mean, there was a stretch where it was about 4 minutes or so where they did not score a basket. So things like that can't happen. I do like the adjustment here where they threw Jalen Smith out there with Vucevic. But 121 to 115, 6.4 left. Not sure that there's enough game here for the Chicago Bulls. And so it looks like that this is probably going to be it for tonight. But a great effort from the Chicago Bulls. It just looks like that they're going to come up a bit short. Here's the inbounds pass side out. Got it over to Herter. Quickly to Dosunmu, who lays it up to make it 121 to 117. All right, timeout by the Spurs, 3.1 seconds to go. I just want to thank everybody out there that joined us here for this live stream today. Make sure that you press that like and subscribe and follow the channel as we talk nothing but Chicago Bulls basketball daily. 121 to 117. The score is the Bulls perhaps running out of time today. Yep, I'm with you, Infinite Streams, man. It was a great effort. I think that that's one of the things that you certainly like to see with this team is just the continued effort. They didn't lay down, after, tough losses. And this is another tough one it looks like that this team is headed to. And so, hey, I liked what I saw as far as the effort level is just cleaning certain things up, like certain moments in games. It's just kind of that's the difference in winning it. So, the San Antonio Spurs inbound the basketball, and that's it. The Bulls are going to let it run out. And so 121 to 117, the Spurs come in to the United Center and beat the Chicago Bulls as this is the first loss at home for the Chicago Bulls. And so we will be talking about this game on the post game, 121 to 117. I just want to thank everybody out there for tuning in on the stream, everybody that commented and everything else. Make sure, to definitely hit us with some love on the super chats and all that stuff if you can. If not, it's cool. We will be back talking post game here, Chicago Bulls Insider. And once again, the Bulls lose 121 to 117. I will see you guys on the next one. All right, go Bulls. And peace.